Bam, an irregular being, accidentally passes through the gate of God's tower while chasing after Rachel, his one and only friend who wishes to climb the tower. Inside, Bam successfully navigates the floor of tests and forms a team with Kun and Rak. Together with other newcomer tower regulars, they undertake a series of challenges to prove their worthiness to ascend the tower. During these tests, Bam eventually reunites with Rachel. However, after rescuing her from a formidable monster, Rachel unexpectedly pushes him off the platform into the unknown. Surviving the fall, Bam is told by Aechwarion that he possesses immense power, potentially enough to become the god of the tower. However, Bam is indifferent to this power. Aechwarion explains that reaching the top could provide answers to all his questions, including why Rachel pushed him and what motivated her actions. Meanwhile, the rest of Bam's party mourns his presumed death. Aechwarion offers to help Bam become stronger. Bam, however, declares that there are no answers waiting at the top, and that he will find his own path. He will climb the tower on his own terms to seek his own answers. Pleased with his determination, Aechwarion agrees to assist him. Aechwarion's goal is to end the tower. Elsewhere, Princess Yuri Jahad returns after retrieving the Green April sword. She visits her sister Rebellista, who has eyes all around the tower, and asks her to find Bam. Yuri is convinced he isn't dead. Amused by the request, Rebellista demands something in return, to which Yuri agrees. Intrigued by the challenge, Rebellista powers up her ability and begins searching for Bam. The 20th floor of the tower is teeming with regulars who have been granted entry, but are now facing a second screening. To climb higher, they must pass a test and achieve E rank. Due to the test's difficulty and the massive exam fee, this floor has become a dumping ground for those who have given up on their ascent. Despite failing numerous times and accumulating massive debt, Ya refuses to give up, resolute to become the king of the tower. While Ya is voicing his frustration over yet another failed test, a lone shark appears, demanding repayment. In a desperate attempt to escape, Ya throws a bomb, but his efforts are futile. As the lone shark begins to drown him, he coldly reminds him that running away is pointless, they will always find him. Pleading for more time, Ya promises to repay the debt. The lone shark, giving him one last chance, forces Ya to sign a form stating that if he fails to make the next payment, he will be paying with his organs. With a chilling smile, the lone shark wishes him good luck in passing the next exam. The next morning, Ya is ready to try again. The first exam is a 30-minute survival game, with one test taker entering every 3 minutes. Those who remain in the testing area after 30 minutes will move on to the next test. Determined to make his last chance count, Ya charges straight in as soon as the doors open. However, he is greeted by the sight of bodies on the floor and a much older Bam standing unscathed. Realizing that Bam single-handedly defeated everyone, Ya is terrified. Failure here would mean the end of his life. Bam's menacing stare pierces him, prompting Ya to quickly change his strategy. He decides to try teaming up with Bam, noting that it would be beneficial to preserve their strength for the upcoming tests. Ya extends his hand for a handshake, silently hoping Bam will agree. But Bam just sits on the ground, not uttering a word. Ya sighs with relief, at least he's safe for now. Trying to make small talk with Bam proves futile. The elevator bell rings, signaling the arrival of another contender. Ya initially plans to attack with Bam, but upon seeing the towering figure before him, he quickly proposes a truce. Now there are 3 of them. Determined to fight the next entrant, Ya is thwarted again when a small girl steps out of the elevator, joining their ranks as well. He decides the next one will definitely be his target. However, when the elevator doors open again, it's Kana-san. To make matters worse, the giant seems to have taken an interest in her. The exam feels too peaceful and carefree to Ya, so he begins thinking of ways to thin out the competition. He lashes out at the little girl, making her cry as she only wants to see her parents. Kana-san immediately steps in to defend her, but Ya's further taunts infuriate the giant. Finally, the elevator rings again, and the final test taker steps in. Silver remarks that conserving energy for the next test is a smart move, but he questions whether Kana-san and the kid will become liabilities if the next test requires teamwork. He suggests taking a vote on whether to keep them or not. Ya, however, turns the tables, suggesting that if anyone should leave, it should be Silver, the scummiest test taker. The majority agrees, but Bam finally speaks, stating there is no need for a vote. He declares that all of them will leave. Silver finds Bam's threats laughable and summons his spear, pointing it at Bam. In response, Bam charges at Silver, narrowly missing him. Ya knows that Bam is incredibly strong but doubts he can handle all 5 of them simultaneously. The giant also expresses doubt about Bam's strength, pointing out that no one would be easily defeated by him. However, Bam makes it clear that this won't be a fight, he will simply make them fail. As the giant readies for a confrontation, Silver sends a blast between them, claiming he just missed. As Bam charges at the giant and they exchange blows, Silver misses another shot, seemingly aiming for both of them. Enraged, the giant retaliates and charges at Silver. However, Bam unleashes a massive shockwave throughout the arena, emanating a powerful and ominous aura. It becomes clear that Bam is a wave controller. Kana-san interjects, pointing out that Bam is associated with FUG, a group that opposes Jihad, the tower's most powerful crime syndicate. Ya is stunned by this revelation. If Bam is indeed a member of FUG, Ya fears their chances of survival are slim. Silver and the giant decide to team up against Bam. Silver asks the giant to immobilize Bam so that he can deliver a decisive blow. The giant dashes in, but Bam effortlessly dodges his attacks. To Bam's surprise, his attacks have no effect against the giant's shield. Giant grabs Bam and Silver fires, but Bam slips out of the giant's grip and retaliates, sending both Silver and the giant flying with his own attack. With only 30 seconds left in the test, Ya urges the others to survive until the timer runs out. As Bam closes in on Ya, the latter screams his determination to climb the tower at any cost, triggering memories of Rachel in Bam's mind. Caught off guard by the emotional turmoil, Bam allows Ya to land a hit on him. Ya is bewildered by how his attack managed to connect, and before Bam can respond, Ya strikes again. Silver believes the fight is over, but as the smoke clears, Bam is enveloped in a red exoskeleton, swiftly healing his wounds. Rising to his feet, Bam dashes to strike Ya, but the timer abruptly ends the test, announcing that it's over. The elevator doors open, and the voice on the speakers instructs everyone to proceed to the next test. No one joins Bam in the elevator. Alone in the confined space, memories of Khan and Rachel flood Bam's thoughts, reinforcing his resolve to trust no one. While waiting for the next test to begin, Bam recalls Rachel's story about someone who loved a star so much that they built a tower to reach it. Unfazed by people's laughter, the person eventually reached the star and lived with it forever. Rachel finds the story beautiful, but Bam wonders if the person felt lonely during the ascent. This is where their differences began to emerge. While waiting for the other regulars to arrive, Bam distances himself from the main group. Ya suggests they team up against the next person to finish the first test, but Kana-san worries they might be as formidable as Bam. To boost morale, Mana hands out candy to everyone except Silver, completely ignoring him due to the earlier incident. To add insult to injury, she even offers one to Bam, who quietly accepts it. Kana-san warns Mana about interacting with Bam, but Mana believes in being kind to lonely kids. She's a really soft-hearted girl. As Bam silently stares at the candy, he continues to recall the story where Rachel agreed with him. The person must have been lonely without any close friends or family, just him and the star at the top of the tower. She said that being with someone is so much more fun. Suddenly, the next group arrives, and Ya recognizes a familiar face, the kid who bumped into him and brought him ramen. The ramen kid explains he got lucky with a peaceful group. The next arriving group is already causing a commotion, and Ya spots the girl in blue, the flamethrower girl who failed him last time, with some random guy hitting on her. Kana teases Ya about being jealous of another group having a cutie, but Ya explains that the girl is from the Yon family, one of the 10 great families, and he's cautious of her. He's also shocked to see Kim, the lone shark, among the newcomers. Kim reveals he's also a regular and introduces the guy with purple hair as a prince, the son of his company's president. Kim's team consists of mercenaries protecting the prince, especially the guy with black eyes known as the Devil of the Right Arm. With the flamethrower girl on board, Kim couldn't resist climbing the tower with this group. Kim shares all this with Ya to offer his condolences, admitting that the prince plans to crush everyone else in the next test. Suddenly, a small proctor named Love congratulates the regulars on passing the first test and outlines the second one, a physical strengthening test using a Shinsu measuring instrument. Participants enhance their bodies with Shinsu and their scores and ranks appear on a screen. Only 8 test takers will advance to the next stage. Ya finds this test particularly challenging, focusing solely on pure power, a type he's least suited for. Unfortunately, his name is called first. He gives his best effort, but moments later, he's already ranked 10th, feeling defeated. The prince, finding the test boring, suggests spicing things up by offering the flamethrower girl, Lin, as a reward to whoever places first. Alternatively, if Lin herself can top the test, she earns her freedom from her massive debt to the prince. Interrupting their discussion, Giant Kang remarks that the prince shouldn't act so arrogantly, as everyone meets their end eventually. Kang steps up and immediately takes first place. Following him is Robdevil, whose hand morphs into a devil's arm, effortlessly doubling Kang's points and securing the top spot. The prince remarks that if Lin fails to surpass Robdevil, she belongs to him. However, Lin remains confident in her abilities. She goes for a hit, but clumsily trips and ends up hitting the ball with her face. Despite this mishap, Lin manages to double Robdevil's score. She confidently believes her debt is now cleared and asserts that the prince will never ascend the tower relying on borrowed strength. However, in an unexpected turn, the prince, surrounded by his bodyguards, swiftly surpasses Lin's score, and he summons Lin to stand by his side once more. Ya is bewildered by the presence of these mercenaries on the 20th floor and wonders if those on the floors above surpass him in strength by such margins. The realization that he may have never had a chance sinks in slowly. Silver chuckles at the prince's arrogance, prompting him to approach Silver, who points out Bam, whom Silver confidently claims is the strongest regular present, shocking everyone. As Bam ascends the stairs, the atmosphere becomes tense. With a gentle touch, Bam causes a massive eruption of Shinsu to pour into the ball. Proctor Love realizes Bam is affiliated with FUG and becomes immediately cautious. Bam's score surpasses everyone else's by far, reaching above 134,000. With this, the test is concluded. Since Ya isn't in the top 8, he believes his life is over, having signed the organ payback card as collateral. He tears up, as do the others, failing the test. But then, a plot twist, Love reveals that he never said the top 8 would advance. Instead, Bam must choose 7 people to advance with him. The prince immediately protests, but Love clarifies that the test was only to determine first place. Ya suddenly has a glimmer of hope, but doubts Bam would choose someone so weak. Still, he can't give up. Ya stands up, and through tears, loudly introduces himself. He walks toward Bam, listing all his qualities, even dancing and singing. Falling to his knees, Ya begs Bam to choose him, promising to do anything in exchange. The prince finds Ya's lack of pride amusing, but then Silver steps up, also asking Bam to choose him. Silver fake cries, claiming his daughter is waiting for him, and Ya immediately snitches on him. Kang also expresses his desire to climb, stating he needs to find someone no matter what. Mana hugs Bam, saying she wants to see her parents. Ya has already assumed the role of a servant. Lin argues that Bam should choose based on capabilities, confident she will be chosen because she's from the Yon family. Despite all this, Bam doesn't want to choose anyone, declaring none are worthy to be his teammate. Bam's arrogance infuriates Lin, who accuses him of wearing a fake FUG sign. Bam calmly explains that it's real and that his mission is to kill Jahad and his family. All the test takers here are his enemies. Love, hearing this, proposes a game. If Bam wins, he can take the test by himself. If Love wins, Bam must follow the rules and choose 7 people. Bam agrees. Love lets everyone rest while he prepares the game. In his room, Ya feels grateful that he has avoided failing for now, but his hopes rest in the hands of Love and Bam. As Lin silently fusses over the recent events, she discovers that Bam is her roommate. She is disgusted to share a room with a FUG member but decides to act friendly to increase her chances of advancing. Lin invites Bam to take a bath with her, but is shocked to learn that Bam is a man. Meanwhile, Ya searches for his ring, which Bam found on the floor. Bam inquires about the ring having the crest of Jahad, but Ya plays it off as just a fashion trend. He truly thought he was about to die. At the same time, Love proclaims to the test-taker director that he will deal with the member of FUG no matter what. The chairman calms Love down, reminding him that as a director, he shouldn't let personal grudges affect his interactions with test-takers, even if it's a member of FUG. But Love stubbornly refuses, forcing the chairman to use the cheek technique to make him submit. Meanwhile, Lin is worried about sharing a room with Bam, fearing he might do something to her while she sleeps. Bam boldly proclaims he has no interest in her, sending Lin's emotions spiraling out of control. She swears to kill Bam in the next test, even if they are on the same team. Ya gathers everyone for a card game, when the group notices a strange lady giving Mana some candy. Feeling skeptical, Silver intervenes, telling the lady to scram and warning Mana not to trust people here, it might as well be poisoned. Silver's sudden soft-heartedness is surprising, considering he wanted Mana to drop out just moments ago. The situation makes Mana cry, prompting Kana-san to step in and scold the perpetrator. To calm everyone down, Ya invites them all to play cards. It's a nice change of pace and a good bonding experience for the group. After the game, Ya mentions that he wants to pass the test together with Nia, and then enjoy a nice bowl of sweet and sour pork. Just as Ya closes his eyes to sleep, an announcement rings out, putting everyone on high alert. Love announces that the test will now begin. The test is called the Trustworthy Room. Teams of at least 7 players must secure 6 rooms using their remotes to select a leader and gatekeeper for each room. Leaders can recruit more fellows or steal rooms. Additional teammates and rooms captured by fellows are transferred to the leader. Gatekeepers can only own rooms, and rooms can only be taken from gatekeepers. Leaders can appoint new gatekeepers to rooms, but they can't be gatekeepers themselves. Remotes are crucial for transferring ownership and locking or unlocking doors. Gatekeepers can't leave the rooms, and one person must be inside a room at all times. The 6th room they must acquire is room 608, which belongs to Nia and Bam. The team that secures at least 7 members and 6 rooms wins the test. Love then explains Bam's specific rules. Love currently holds Bam's remote. If Bam can retrieve his remote from Love and secure room 608 from Nia, he wins. Alternatively, if there are fewer than 7 test takers remaining due to conflict, Bam also wins. Essentially, it's Bam against everyone else. Kana explains to Mana not to open the door for anyone until she returns, emphasizing that they can't win by sitting still. The prince, determined to take out Bam first, leaves Robdevil to guard his room. Nia, on the other hand, refuses to let Bam go, blaming him for the chaos due to his refusal to choose teammates. Bam, uninterested, tells Nia to move. She refuses, ready to use her power to stop him. However, with a single word, stop, Bam immobilizes her. He intends to make everyone fail. As Bam is about to leave, the prince arrives, declaring himself Bam's opponent. But Bam freezes him in place as well. Mana suddenly hears the strange lady knocking on her door, feeling a surge of worry. Meanwhile, Silver and Kang debate who will be the leader. Kang, having seen Silver's earlier attempt to protect Mana, believes his story about having a daughter and wants to protect Mana. Thus, Silver ventures out. He knocks on Mana's door, asking to join her team, but there's no response. Fearing the worst and haunted by memories of his past, Silver bangs on the door profusely. Finally, Mana tells him to go away, saying she'll only open the door for Kana-san. As Silver is about to leave, Mana calls out to him, admitting she's scared to be alone. Silver, left with no choice, stands guard, wondering why Mana is climbing the tower if she's such a scaredy cat. She reveals her parents' wish for her to become a respectable person by climbing it. Suddenly, the strange lady returns, proposing to team up with Silver to gang up on Kana and Mana. Silver, having suspected her all along, fires at her without hesitation. She retaliates with a spell, but Silver leaps at her, silencing her before she can scare Mana. Meanwhile, Ya and Nia prepare to confront anyone who enters their room. When Kana arrives, they find her offering her remote and asking to join them. She admits feeling fortunate to have made it this far, and was inspired by Ya's determination to keep climbing the tower. She entrusts her fate to Ya. The prince, now free to move, is annoyed that Bam escaped, assumes he is scared. Suddenly, Kim approaches in a panic, announcing that Robdevil is dead. The prince is infuriated and believes Bam is responsible. However, when he finds Robdevil's body, 2 creeps suggest they know a way to capture Bam and propose teaming up with the prince. Connor returns with Ya and they finally enter the room. Ya, feeling triumphant, teases Silver about not letting him join his team. Kana insists on stopping tomfoolery as they need to act quickly before Bam arrives. Silver, however, suspects that Bam is after Love, deducing this from the determination in Bam's eyes. He believes Bam won't lose to anyone. Love confronts Bam, questioning if he has reconsidered accepting teammates. Bam remains silent. Love, unwilling to respect anyone who disregards the tower's rules, proposes a challenge instead of a fight. Bam must catch the connector launched from a pitching machine before it's caught by a glove. He has 3 chances, and if he doesn't succeed at least once, he fails the test. If he gives up before the final attempt, Love will still allow him to climb the tower with the rest. Love warns that he will interfere and might even kill Bam in the process. Bam is undeterred. On the first attempt, Bam almost catches the connector, causing Love to panic and narrowly hit it away, calling it a foul. Love realizes he underestimated Bam. On the second attempt, Bam seizes the moment to attack Love, narrowly missing. Love counters but is briefly paralyzed. Despite this, Love believes Bam isn't strong enough to challenge a ranker. He strikes with his cutter slash, sending Bam flying and proclaiming that Bam was overconfident as he lies there, barely conscious. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this.